Okay, I'm just letting you know I am so nervous with this.
Don't be nervous, it's only me. Christ.
You are the godfather of composing. You don't know that, do you?
I'm old enough.
Look, 55 isn't that old. But
Well, I'll tell you what, I feel like it. Bloody hell, I'll tell you what, I feel like an old granddad.
why?
So, I don't know. Just an old shit, that's what I am.
Fair enough. Hey guys, Barry here, and welcome back to your gaming station, Nintendo Back to Gaming, and welcome to our biggest video yet on the channel. This is, of course, the godfather of composing. How are you, sir? This guy does not even need an introduction. But Grant, how are you?
I'm very well, but I don't know about being the godfather, but I'm certainly a composer. I don't know about anything else.
Yeah. I'm curious, which do you prefer, composer or musician?
Composer, really.
Composer,
I don't, that's because, like, I kind of feel like if you're a musician, you're someone that plays for a living.
Yeah.
Like, I write music for a living. I don't play at all, hardly.
Okay.
So, I guess I write. That's what I do. I write. So, yeah.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know you, but I'm sure everyone knows you in the games industry, tell us who you are and what exactly do you do?
So, I'm a composer. I was been working writing music for video games probably since like 1995. I first started at Rare back then, and did like Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong 64, Perfect Dark, Banjo-Tooie, GoldenEye, Viva Pinata, Grabbed by the Ghoulies, and then I moved to America in 2008 and did Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. And then I've been sort of freelance after that. I've done sort of Civilization games. Yeah, I've been into Gaiden Z, which was awful. And of course, recently just done Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which was fantastic.
Yeah, as you can see right here, our figures.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. I haven't got any though. I've got one. Where's mine?
Hey, what one have you got?
I got the thing out the collector's pack. I got Mario. Yeah.
Mario. I bought the collector's pack as well. I guess maybe because of the... I'll show you here now, one sec. The soundtrack came with it, you know, your soundtrack.
Yes.
Yeah, right there, if you can see it there.
There it is. Yeah, and I don't think I've got one of those. Oh, no, I have got one. Yes, I've got one.
Yeah. And that's, unfortunately, that's the only way you can get it, though, isn't it? I guess physically?
At the moment.
Yeah, oh.
You know more about that?
Okay. Anyway, change the subject. So, okay, remember, like, I did tweet you, you know, within the podcast, and I have to be honest, I did kind of cheat, because I actually got a retro magazine, which was full of old Rare stuff, and you were part of it. And
right.
I mentioned that your favorite Bond movie was actually Casino Royale, and that's when I knew I had a guess.
Yeah, because like the thing is, I do a few interviews, right? I sometimes forget who I talk to. And
Yeah.
I talked to someone recently about that, and I thought, oh, is it that guy? And I got confused. And I thought, is it? And then I couldn't work it out. But you're right. Yeah, I do like Daniel Craig. He's great.
Yeah, but like, okay, can I ask, were you asked to do music for GoldenEye Rogue Agent or the new one for Wii, you know, and then Reloaded for PS3 and 360?
No, I never got contact about Bond ever, apart from that one. And no one's ever in all that time.
Yeah.
So I guess people they kind of liked it, I suppose, but
Yeah.
never asked me. So no.
Yeah, don't take this the wrong way, but I'm kind of glad because you, like, I guess your reputation is there, but like you have the best reputation for the best Bond music in any game that I've ever played, like, hands down.
Right.
Like your introduction in GoldenEye 64 is the most badass theme I've ever heard in a game, like.
Well, you must remember that, you know, me and Graham Norgate worked on it together.
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
probably about half each, probably. I mean, Robin Beanland did the tune in the lift music.
Yeah.
But it was me and Graham. So Graham worked out that we could, because like obviously in those days the memory was so small on the cartridge, you had to try and make it keep your sounds really small. So, and I'm a metal guitar player, right? So Graham worked out that you could get the Bond theme tune going with like 3 little snippets, like da 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 da. Literally, you could.
Yeah.
So by cutting the big guitar part up into little bits, we can put real guitar into the cartridge, and that's why it sounds the way it does. So that Graham worked that one out. Yeah, but I think we both worked on that intro theme together, but the rest of it we worked on separate pieces.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to know. Like, I was watching a video of you doing one for Games Radar a couple of years ago.
Yes.
And I noticed as well you asked about maybe doing some movies down the line. So have you done anything since for movies?
Well, I've done a bit, yeah. If you look at my IMDb profile, that's the thing that everyone uses, you know, for that stuff. I did like a one with, in fact, with Pierce Brosnan, actually, funny enough, last year.
Yeah.
It's called The King's Daughter. It's Pierce Brosnan, William Hurt, and also a girl called Kea Scodelario, who used to be in Skins in the UK, that TV show.
Okay, yeah.
And she was also in The Last Pirates of the Caribbean. She was the brainy. She turns out to be Barbossa's daughter. I don't want to spoil the plot. I just spoiled it. Anyway, so yeah, but it's not out yet. So there's been a lot of fighting over it. I don't quite know why. But yeah, I did that last year. It's a full-on big budget kind of big movie. So yeah, I did that last year.
Yeah, and like, did you take it like a different approach to it compared to video games, or what way did you kind of go with it?
I think a lot of people say, "Oh, video games are different," and these days not really. Like the only difference with video games is that it's interactive. So you might have that thing where you need to write something that kind of matches all the situations, or you got to some kind of interactivity going on where your music fades out, the next one fades, all that kind of stuff. But you write it the same way.
Yeah,
The thing about movies that I like is that it's linear, right? So it never changes. So you got that kind of scene. You can sculpt the music exactly so it gets to the high point and the low point, the sad point, the funny bit, all that. You can get it exact. It never changes any time. But with a game, it can change, right? So that's the only difference. I think I still write orchestral music if it's out for no differently for games I do for movies. Exactly the same.
Yeah. Now, if Rare didn't contact you ages ago, years ago, do you think you'd be where you are right now?
Well, they didn't contact me. That's not what happened. What happened was when I went to university, right, 18 to 22 in the UK. I went to the Royal Northern College of Music in Manchester, and I did a classical degree in trumpet. I was a trumpet player, right? So I did a proper kind of full-on conservatoire, 4 years. But I played in metal bands at the same, that was my kind of thing I wanted to do more than ever, but I just couldn't get a band away. So when I left at 22, I just kind of signed on the dole and then played in bands off and on for like 11 years, really, like 22 to 33. And some bands did well, some bands did awful. So I made a living out of it. Some bands were like working bands, some were like metal bands, some were like soul funk bands on trumpet. So, so I met a guy through that called Robin Beanland, who was a good friend of mine. And he was in one of the local bands that I played for at the time. He was a keyboard player. And he, at one point, said, you're not going to believe it, Grant, I've got a job, I'm going to go and work. I was like, what? Like, no one I knew got a job, right? All my friends were on the dole playing in bands,
Yeah.
The dole, going off on tour, on the dole, and he came back. It was a bit like that, I lived at home with my mother. I was 33, I didn't have my own place. I just, because useless git that I was. And so when I've got a job at this company called Rare, I said, what? Doing what? I said, write music video games. I was like, what, that's a thing? I just had no idea. I played a lot of games at the time. I played a lot of games on the SNES. It was the SNES then, when at that point in time. He said, yeah, so I'm off. I couldn't believe it. I was like, my God, off he goes. So about a year and a half went by, and he says, Grant, you've been on the dole for about 11 years, more or less. He said, I said, well, what can I do? He said, what are you trying to do what I'm doing? What are you trying to music for video games? So he recommended I bought a copy of Cubase and an Atari ST at the time, and a synth. And he said, write some tunes for games, see what you can do. So I spent about a year doing that. And I sent Rare 5 cassette tapes over the course of that year and never got a reply. And then out of the blue, I got a reply saying, please come for an interview. And Dave Wise and Simon Farmer, who was the general manager, interviewed me on the Friday. And I got a letter on the Monday saying he got the job. So that was it. So then it wasn't like they contacted me. I was trying to get a job there, and they never replied to me. And then out the blue, decided that a space, and that was it. Yeah. So I started at Rare October the 15th, 1995, and that's my first job in my life. I never had a job in my life. I'd been at university, on the dole, playing in bands. First job at 33. I mean, I thought I'd be a tramp. I thought literally, I'm going to end up with just a street bum because I have no talents whatsoever. I never had a job. I'm going to end up playing in pub rock bands till I'm 70.
Yeah.
So it was completely complete fluke. Wasn't for Robbie. It never happened.
No, it's just pretty amazing. You see, I guess I was on the dole for a while, and then, I've got jobs. I'm working as we speak, but I just work in my auntie's shop. But I'd love to get into, you see, I'm a performer, I guess I'm a musician and a stage performer.
Right.
So I guess YouTube, because I done creative multimedia in college. So everything from graphics, video and audio production as well. I'd love to get something there, into that field, from voice acting to maybe creating music to, I guess, performing movies too. But I'd love to expand as much as I can do. But I'd love to do something that you do as well. You and David Wise are like a dream team, which is pretty cool. For Yooka-Laylee, the soundtrack for that is amazing.
The thing about video game composing, seems to become like the new rock star in some respects. I think when I started, it wasn't so much that. People were like, but my first job was converting Dave's tunes from Donkey Kong 2, Diddy Kong's Quest, to the work on the Game Boy. That's my first job there when I first got there. It's got you got 3 note channels, monophonic, 1 note for the melody, one note to imply the harmony and one note for the bass, and the fourth channel was like a noise channel. So you got your drums. That was it, right? So to think that I've gone from that in '95 to writing for full 100-piece orchestra is like ridiculous, right? Who'd have thought that was going to happen? Not me, you know. So it's video game composing. So it's changed so much, and tons of people want to do it. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah. Now, who inspired you to actually, be a musician years ago?
I guess so. My dad, really, I suppose. Like when I was a kid, my dad was a massive like Frank Sinatra, big band, Glenn Miller sort of guy, right?
Yeah.
So I remember on Sunday mornings, you'd get the record player out. It'd be Frank Sinatra, all the greats, the big crooners of the '50s,
Yeah.
and stuff. And I just listened to that. That's my first experience in music. So I remember I lived in Scotland, right? So I moved to England, and I went to junior school there. And they brought around recorders. I didn't know what it was. And they said, anybody want to play recorders? I just kind of put my hand up like that. And it was 15 shillings at the time, I remember. And my mum said, it's expensive, 15 shillings, so I bought that. And I liked playing that. And then when I was 6 at school, they brought around a cornet in a shopping bag around the classrooms. And I was first with my hand up to play that. I just knew I wanted to play it. I don't know why. Started playing that. And then about 11, 12, I started to play guitar. I was a trained trumpet player. I went through the grade system, but I was a kind of self-taught metal guitar player. So I did all of that right through school, played trumpet, did all the associated board exams, and then being a self-taught metal guitar player at the same time. So at 18, I went to university to study music. So I basically couldn't do anything else. Yeah. I didn't want to get a job. So I kind of thought, well, 4 years at university is probably better than getting a job, right? So I went for that reason, not because I really loved the trumpet. I was good at it, but I didn't really love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my musical thing, right? That's what it's, I think my mother she was a dancer in the music halls at Edinburgh.
Oh, cool.
So I mean, I don't really remember that because I was very young. But my dad, obviously that's my parents met. She was a dancer, but none of my parents played instruments. My dad was very musical but didn't play anything, and my mother did, but she danced. So yeah, that's it really. I don't know where it comes from. I just kind of felt like I wanted to play something, and that's how it worked out.
Yeah. I'm so happy you mentioned Frank Sinatra, because to me, I'm not even messing. He's the greatest of all time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think to myself, you got to listen to his recordings, right? You think back in the day, there's no auto tune, none of that nonsense that goes on.
Oh no.
Like, he walked in and he usually did one take and walked out.
Yeah, he was that good.
Yeah, I mean, he was renowned for going, I'm going to do it once and that's it. You better catch it. I'm not doing it again. I've got to be somewhere. I mean, any today's modern singers couldn't do it in a week. Never mind one take, because they got all the auto tune, all that nonsense that goes on, polishing it up. Like those guys back then just sang in tune. When you think they sang it once, it's in tune. No one can do that these days. You got a live show, they're all crap.
Yeah, like the Rat Pack is the original boy band from years ago.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
and like compare that today to One Direction, for talk's sake. It's a load of crap. It's completely changed. Like, where did that era go? Like the swing era.
I don't know. I kind of feel technology has got so good anybody can sound good now.
Yeah.
You just turn auto tune up to the maximum. Anybody can sound good.
Yeah.
It's you sing a tune. You have to be close to the note that pull you into tune. I don't know really. I think that I do find that when you see artists like, say, Lady Gaga, I'm not the biggest fan of, but she can sit at a piano and she can play it and sing.
Yeah.
That's in this day and age, that's pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
You kind of, my God, she's brilliant and she can really do it. And like Adele, they can really sing. Like there's not too many of those bona fide pop stars that can really do it without the help of some electronic gadgetry. They can really just sit at a piano, play, sing, be good. Like Sarah Bareilles, another one. Like they can just sit down and play and be good. There's not too many of those around these days.
Yeah, it's actually because of Robbie Williams that I got into swing music. Did you ever hear? Yeah, Swing When We're Winning, his album years ago.
Yeah,
that one got me into swing music, and from then I've been, I guess, singing jazz music since then.
All right.
Like I guess my first song I sang was "Come Fly With Me" years ago.
Oh, I love that song. It's a great track, that is.
Yeah. I actually done a Rat Pack tribute show for charity a couple of years ago,
Right.
And just the experience, the only thing, like, I used, obviously I had to use backing tracks, back then, like, but I loved the whole live band experience. It's something that you need, definitely, for something like that.
Oh, yeah. You can't beat that kind of sound pressure.
No.
All the guys playing like that loud music. It's fantastic. Yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay, so we did actually get some questions on Twitter as well. Some funny questions too.
All right.
All right. I'm sorry you saw one of them anyway. So David as well. What's this war you have with David anyway?
Other day. No, it's not a war. Like we love each other really. Like in fact, he's probably texting me right now. Like I mean, like when I first met Davide, right? It was
Sorry, not David. Is it not David? Davide. Sorry. Yeah.
yes, yeah. Davide. It's Italian, right? David Italiano. So like yeah. So we met like when he started Rabbids, and we hit it off immediately. Like he's a. I mean, and the whole point about that game is like everyone got along so well. I know him really.
Yeah.
And like I mean, I spoke to Davide and the audio director in Paris, Romain Brio, probably every day for 2 years, 2.5 years. I mean, you speak to somebody, you get to be mates, right?
Yeah.
And like Davide, he loves to take the piss, just like we do in the UK. So he says, I love the piss. I think at first he didn't know if I'd like it or not, and I was like, you're joking, bring it on, So. Well, we just have a good laugh, and like, me and David are genuine friends, like we really are, and we like taking the piss on Twitter because it's funny, and we both do it. And I mean, he's been texting me like last 10 minutes, going, "What's this bloody crap?" Taking the mickey out, but like, what I mean? So, no, I love David, and all the guys. There's like another guy called Gianmarco Zanna. There's Alberto. There's Ugo, and there's Christina Nava. I know the people there really well, and Romain and Paris, and Xavier Manzanares, they're all just mates, right? So that's what making that game so special, and that's why the game is so special, because when you get along so well like that, and you're all on the same wavelength, you can't help but make something good. It's like when we did Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie is that game because of that team.
Yeah.
Because we're all still friends to this day. We've been doing interviews actually for the kind of 20th anniversary of Banjo recently, all of us together on Skype.
Oh, nice.
And, and like, it's just like we haven't changed. We've all got mortgages now and wives and kids, but that's the only difference, right?
Yeah.
Still as daft as we ever were. So when you get that kind of camaraderie, like you hang out together, you make the game together, you take the piss together. When you get that together like that, it just that's what gives the passion, and that's why people in Rabbids have noticed they feel there's a passion in the game. You can't manufacture that. It's either there or it's not.
Yeah, like the passion Davide had at E3. That like I'm not just saying this because I'm talking to you, but Ubisoft had the best overall show at E3 last year.
Yeah, I felt so.
From start to finish. Yeah,
I was there. I was sat 2 seats next to Davide. It's my harm going get up, and Miyamoto mentioned his name, right?
Yeah.
I felt when the show started and it started with Rabbids, it was so colourful and bright. It was just like I knew Mr. Miyamoto was going to be there, but I still jumped out of my skin when he turned up.
Yeah.
Even though I knew he was going to be there, I was still like, oh my god, it's Mr. So I mean, that I think Ubisoft had a fantastic press show last year.
Yeah, and what is it? See, Davide, he follows me on Twitter, and like I talk to him every now and then as well. And I said to him, Davide, did you want to come on on the show tonight to surprise Grant? So you can have your battle, just to put you, off your place, like. But he goes, hey Barry, sorry, if only you would have told me that before, like, but.
He's probably out drinking. I've just sent him a piece of music to listen to.
Yeah.
Because I wrote it this morning, and he's been, he's probably been out drinking, like boozing up on his wine and his meat that he eats all the time. So that's what he's doing.
Yeah. What time is it in Italy? Is it an hour ahead of me? Is it 10 o'clock or something? 10:30 now?
So Italy's they're 9 ahead of me. Yes, an hour ahead of you. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, I know we had questions before. One I got was after tackling the Mario universe with Mario and Rabbids and Donkey Kong with Donkey Kong 64, what other Nintendo franchises would you like to, take a chance with your own musical spin? And that's from Mark Carabin as well.
The only one answer to that one has to be Zelda, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Zelda Link to the Past is my favourite game of all time. Like, I love that game.
Yeah.
It was so brilliant. And I remember playing it and the music was so brilliant. And that tune, that like, what a fantastic piece of music that is. And I never forget playing that game on the SNES for the first time. I couldn't believe how good it was.
Yeah. Like, what would you, I don't know, it's Zelda, I don't know, what way would you do it if that makes sense? Like your own twist with it.
I haven't really given it any thought. Like, it never happened, right? I'll never get to do it right.
Did you ever, like, privately, for yourself, make your own music, Zelda music?
No, I never done that. No, I guess I never had the time these days.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll never happen because the Nintendo guys do that job so well.
Yeah.
They don't need me. They're brilliant at it, right? I mean, Koji Kondo's the master, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just for me to get to work on a Zelda game would be really cool and really fun, and I'd love to kind of do that tune because it's such a brilliant tune.
Yeah.
But it never happened, So.
Yeah, obviously, apart from your own work, what would you call the greatest video game soundtrack that's out there? Like from one a specific game.
I think it probably is a link to the past.
Yeah,
And also, I don't really stay that up to date on what people are doing, other composers are doing,
yeah,
because I don't want to get influenced by anybody else.
yeah.
I want to try and pull it out of my own head.
Mm-hmm.
So I do listen around a little bit, but not too much, because usually two things happen. One, I'll get influenced by them, and two, I'll be depressed because their music be so good. I'll go, Christ, why am I bothering? This guy's written such an amazing piece of music. It's way better than me. Why am I bothering? Like, I really get that. Like, and like, I did the other week there on Twitter. I was doing a bit of listing round, and I just kind of going, oh my god, everyone's out there so brilliant.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just crap.
Yeah.
And it gets depressing. So I kind of don't do it for those two reasons. I'm gonna do it a little bit if I have to, yeah, I guess I don't know what I've heard recently that I listened to. I listened to a bit of the Celeste soundtrack, that was good. Listened to a bit of the Rhyme soundtrack, that was good.
Yeah, Rhyme's lovely. Yeah, the soundtrack and that.
Bit of Divide by my friend Chris Tilton, that was good. What else have I listened to? But it's only little bits, right? I won't listen to the whole thing. I'll listen to a little bit. So
yeah.
I listened to the soundtrack to Shape of Water, Alexander Desplat, a little bit of that. So a little bit of that. What else have I listened to recently? That's probably it, really. But not a lot. It'd be like a minute, 2 minutes tops, and I'll get the gist and go, right, I know it. Because I don't want to get absorbed in it too much.
Yeah, yeah. Now, remember the piece I sent you the video, but don't say what it is, please, because it's not been announced yet.
All right.
Remember the video, if you remember correctly, me playing piano for you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, some of the music that I wrote for it, what is it that I was doing, actually got influence from Lost, from Michael Giacchino.
All right.
For some reason, it just came out of nowhere. Like even the horror stuff I made up.
Right.
I don't know. I was playing. Did you watch Lost on TV?
I didn't, but my wife loved it, so I caught bits of it, but I never watched it. But I know my wife loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you be friendly with Michael? Do you know him at all, or?
Indirectly, I've never met him, but I know a guy who's a good friend of his. He keeps saying we're going to hook us up and never has. But we're actually on the same agency, so I'm signed up with the Golfing Sports Agency here in LA, and that's his agency too. But I've never met him. But
yeah.
Everyone says he's a nice guy.
Yeah, but like he composed the soundtrack for the Lost video game that came out a few years ago for PS3, like.
Right.
Which like for me, it's just amazing because it's some games that come out, like that are for a TV show or for a movie. It may sound different, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was spot on though. And
a lot of times they won't let you use the music; it'd be licensed to another composer.
Yeah.
Because usually you'll get the main composer who wrote the stuff. Then they do the game. They won't have the rights. That's why in the Harry Potter games you can't use a Harry Potter tune because John Williams won't have music or whatever. So or like that. So Star Wars is different because they get to use John Williams stuff for that.
Yeah.
But don't forget Michael Giacchino started in games. Medal of Honor was his first game, right? And that's how J.J. Abrams heard the game, liked the music, and got Giacchino to do the Alias TV show, wasn't it? So that's how it kicked off. That's how Michael Giacchino's score kicked off. So I live in hope that someone hears my music from my video game stuff and they get going with that.
Yeah. Now, can I ask, was there ever talk of getting the original composer for the GoldenEye movie for getting that music for the game instead, or what way did that if that makes sense?
I just suppose they wouldn't give up the license for it. So, like, I know that Rare paid Monty Norman, the guy that wrote the theme tune back in the 60s or 50s, is it, whatever it is. He got a royalty from the game cartridge. He got money, quite a lot actually.
I'm sure he did. I have two of these here in the house. I'm not even messing like the game cards, like. But
it was in the millions, right?
Yeah.
But Monty Norman's very protective of that theme, right? But we got the rights to use it, and I'm not convinced that any of the Bond games got the rights to use it. We could use it any way we wanted to. I don't know I haven't played the other Bond games since, but I had a funny feeling we couldn't use the actual Bond theme tune because of licensing rights and because of paying money out, right? Yeah. So, but when we got the right, I was like, fantastic. I could write the Bond theme in any style I wanted to. So I just messed around with it and came up with those tunes, right?
Now, come back to Mario and Rabbids. Ask him how the DLC music is coming along for Mario Rabbids, and has there been any discussions about getting Rabbids to do the DK rap? That's from the Mike Tendo team as well.
So yeah, it's coming on well. I guess I'm probably 3/4 of the way through it, getting there. So I have to say there was a discussion about some kind of UK rap.
Sing it
So
for me.
there was a discussion about it, but we're not going to do it. And I kind of said, it's a daft idea. Like it's not, it'll just sound crap. Like,
Yeah.
But the thing about the DK rap is it's cheesy and crap. 'Cause it was done in 1998, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Try to do modern versions, it'd be shit. It would be very good. So, and also, I'm crap at writing rap music. Absolutely crap.
Yeah.
So, I did the Yooka-Laylee rap. That was a bit of a piss take as well, and it was kind of all right. But the DK rap just don't forget everyone hated it at the time, right? It was hated at the time. Like
Why?
when it first came, I got slagging for that. Oh, Grant Kirkhope does a rap. It's awful, awful, awful. Like, it's taken 20 years for people to like it.
All right. But like the DK rap is one of the most infamous songs in video game history, though.
I guess it is now, right? But I think at the time it wasn't at all. It probably took like a good 10 years for people to come around to liking it. Because it was like, when you look back on it, it's cheesy and funny. At the time, everyone at the time thought I was trying to make a credible rap track, like, some big rap star at the time. I was like, it's supposed to be a joke. Like, no one got the joke except me. That was it.
Let's see what else have we got here. See, people are asking about Mario and Rabbids. Yeah, here. What inspired you to make the sweet guitar lick for the GoldenEye theme?
Well, that's the theme, right? Isn't it? That's the kind of But I mean, I wanted, because I'm a metal guitar player, I wanted to try and metal it up. So we did it with like full on distortion. It's didn't play in a metal style. And we thought it was cool at the time because I hadn't been done in that style to that point. So, and I actually wrote a full blown whole Bond theme metal thing, but it never got used. But I can't find it. I know I did it. I did a full on metal Bond theme. So we kind of took the guitar out of that and put it in the game. But I did a whole thing, but it never got used, and I can't find it. I don't know where it is.
Yeah. Now, can I ask? It might be a bit insider info. Like, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to.
Right.
Do you know anything about maybe Microsoft? Because since they own Rare now, and maybe Nintendo bringing back GoldenEye if possible to Virtual Console.
You know what? I think I'd be highly unlikely. I mean, I have to say, Rare did. Just before I left Rare, they had GoldenEye running properly on the Xbox 360.
360, yeah, I seen it. It looked lovely, yeah. First time.
It was 60 frames. It was really great. But of course, they couldn't get the licenses for like Odd Job and for the old Bonds. They wouldn't let them have those. Microsoft had to talk to Nintendo and Eon, who own all the Bond franchise. So there'd be all that. You got to think about all that money circling around. Microsoft want their cut, Eon want their cut because they own Bond, Nintendo want it because they own the original, all that stuff, so they could never agree to this. They just shelved it.
Yeah. Does EA still own the rights to James Bond? Or is it?
Sorry, it's Eon. It's EON. They're the people that make the movies, right?
Yeah.
It's Eon. That Bond is their property. EA have got the rights to it probably for games now, but Eon are the actual. They're the stakeholder. That Bond is theirs.
Yeah.
So the deal we did with that was Nintendo with Eon to make the game. But of course, when they tried to remake it for Xbox Live, and Microsoft got involved, of course, because they own the company, try to get Eon, Microsoft, and Nintendo to try to agree on whatever was just impossible. So that was it.
Yeah. What's the worst game you ever played?
I guess, probably when I worked on Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z, they call it over here, that was pretty awful.
Except the music?
Well, I don't know. Listen to it on my website, see what you think of it.
Yeah. It's completely different to Yooka-Laylee, put it that way.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. I mean,
what is it, like dubstep, or what would you call it?
I don't know what you call it. I just try to do like kind of hybrid orchestra, electronic, thing stuck together.
Yeah.
For me, it's fun to do it because, to get to do different genres is great fun. So to get to do Mario or Drop Zone I did last year, which is a bit like that as well.
Yeah.
Or other stuff. It's it's nice to do different styles. But the game's pretty bad, right? What else did I do that was bad? That I played that was bad. I haven't played such a lot of games for such a long time. I just can't remember.
Yeah.
I guess I try always play good games, so I don't play shite ones. Hopefully.
Do you own a Switch?
My son's got a Switch. Yeah.
Yeah. What games has he got? I'm guessing Mario and Rabbids. Yeah.
He's got that. He's got Zelda. What else has he got on there? He got a Switch, right? To mainly. He got a Switch to mainly play Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's 15, right? Now he's kind of a PC guy now, so he does Most things
Yeah.
he normally plays. He kind of goes between Overwatch and PUBG, League of Legends, and yeah, overnight. So Fortnite.
Fortnite. Yeah, yeah.
Kind of goes around those. He'll play it solely for a bit, then switches with all his mates and play at the same time online with him. So that's his thing. But he still likes. He's funny. Like even though he plays those kind of grown-up games, he still likes genuine Nintendo-ness.
Yeah.
Like Mario Rabbids, and he liked Mario Odyssey, and he liked Zelda. He's still got that inside him. But I think you know, so it's not like he's just a kind of adult gamer now. I feel like he's still got that Nintendo-ness, which I quite like.
What is it? Do your kids like you making music for games, or like do they think it's, you know, like do they laugh like, you know, actually, oh, like Daddy made that for GoldenEye kind of thing, or what would you say about
Yeah,
it?
no,
Like,
I think my son likes it. I think my daughter does as well. I mean, like, I think that when he had his birthday party like last September, he had his mates around to play games, and then they're having the kind of birthday tea, having the cake and stuff, and they all started singing the DK rap together. That's quite nice. And they're all, I said, you know, they'll do all the words. I can't believe. I said, you know, you weren't even born when the bloody thing was made. For God's sake.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They all know the words. And also, he's had some little funny events. Like I think at school, one of his mates' cousins found out that his mate said to his cousin, you know, actually that my mate Max Kirkhope's dad wrote the DK rap. It was like, couldn't believe it. Like, so Max became a bit of a celebrity for a couple of days, you know.
Yeah.
And he's got a GoldenEye t-shirt. He's wearing just sports. And some older guys at high school said to me, hey, you know, hey man, you know what that game is? Like he didn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Max said, well, actually, my dad wrote the music for it. He's like, fantastic, you know. So I think he does have those moments now and then where it's funny that he can say, oh, my dad did that, you know.
Yeah. Now, since you're, I guess, a fan of jazz, would you be interested in making like a jazz soundtrack for a game or something?
I don't think I could write it. I'm not that good. I think jazz is like, it's just got a technique I'm not very good at.
Right.
As a trumpet player, like I could never play jazz. I could never improvise. Because I was classically trained, I was very rigid. But playing guitar, I can improvise fine.
Yeah.
But I can just never do it. And I understand it, but I just don't think I do a very good job. I'd probably get a decent approximation, because I think when you, as a video games or any composer, you learn to write different styles. You have to be employed, you know. So I'd probably get a decent approximation, but it wouldn't be very authentic. I think you kind of go, I get it, but it's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, would you prefer to, I guess, make everything digitally, or get like a big, you know, 20-piece, you know, big band or whatever?
Well, you know, I'd write it out. I write everything. I'm sat on my computer. You know, I write everything on computer using samples. That's what I do. And then on the game I'm working on, it might go to live orchestra or live players. It might just stay the way it is. So Mario Rabbids just sort of half and half. It's kind of a bit live orchestra and the rest of it's me on my MIDI stuff. You know, sat here. You know, so it depends. That all depends on budget. If they got the money, let's record it live. I'd rather record it live any day.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah.
Time, but it's just whether they got the budget or not.
Yeah. Now, would you give that advice to game developers people who want to be game developers as well, or who want music? You know, would you do it live or just, you know, digital?
Well, I'd say, what money have you got? If you got the brass, we'll go and do it properly. If you haven't, we won't.
I have an alto saxophone if you want it.
Well, that's right. Send it over. You know, so I mean, yeah, it's just all about the cash. It's always about the cash.
Yeah.
You know, and like sometimes I think it's getting better now, but like, you know, sometimes in video games companies, they're not aware of the difference the live players actually make. They're not sure it's going to make any difference, and they have to. So last time I made sure that the producer guy from Mario Rabbids came to Prague to listen to the orchestra to kind of go, actually, this is what it really sounds like. And I could tell he kind of went, oh my God, when you get 100 people sat in a room, making this, right? It's pretty spectacular, right? Playing your music, you can see the orchestra. They all kind of go, Jesus Christ, that's amazing. Let's do more next time. You know, I think it's important because I think unless you be in the room and get it, you don't get it.
Yeah. Now, would you know of Gustavo Santaolalla or something? He wrote the music for The Last of Us. He's from Argentina.
Oh, he's the guitar player, right?
Yeah. Yes,
I don't know him, no, but I know of him. Yeah.
Yo, what do you think of The Last of Us soundtrack overall?
I'm not listened to tons of it, but I know everyone loves it. And they made a real choice to kind of go, let's have a solo guitar player, which is pretty spectacular, really.
Yeah.
And he's great at it. So, yeah, hats off to them. Well done.
Now, have you ever gotten into, like, would you ever be interested in doing graphics for a game or something else, programming?
Oh, tell you what, I'm absolutely useless at everything in life apart from music.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced I'm good at that. But, like, seriously, like, my wife would just laugh at you, right? I can't put a shelf up right. I'm absolutely crap I can't do anything apart from write music.
Yeah.
I can't get money out of this. It's all over.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
tell you. Yeah.
Now, what's it life like for you in LA compared to England?
It's a lot hotter.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. All right.
You know, like we moved here because I want to do movies, right? That's the main reason for moving to LA, and also because before we had kids, we used to always holiday on the West Coast. We used to come here. That's our favorite place to come to LA. You know, do San Francisco, LA, Vegas, all that. That's our favorite thing. So we always thought, wouldn't it be great to live here if we could possibly manage it? I never really thought it'd come true. So that was always our dream to get here. So we just kind of by hook or by crook got here. But you know, living here is expensive, but it's great. You know, apart from the earthquakes and all the rest of it.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But like it's super warm, right? And the climate's fantastic. And I just like the Americana of it all. I think sometimes it's not for everyone. Not everyone likes America. Like we've had a few Brit friends that moved out and just moved back again, didn't like it.
Yeah.
I think we like that, just the Americanness of it all.
Yeah.
I think also with me, I think because my dad was such a huge big band fan, like back in the day, you know, anything American from my parents was the best because, you know, they'd just been through the Second World War. The Americans came across and saved everybody, really. I mean, in some respects, you know, when they joined the war, you know, so they'd really fond memories of that time, and they loved the music and the dance bands and all the big stars from America. That was it. So I kind of got, you know, inbred with that, not inbred, but it was force-fed, that kind of Americans get great. So you watched American films, that they were always the best, you know, all that kind of stuff at the time. So I think it was in my head from a very early age that America was best at everything.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to live in here because it's a big place, and we used to. So it just by hook or by crook we got here.
Yeah.
So we like it. It's pricey to live here, but we like it.
Yeah, LA would be the dream for me to go over, you know, and audition for movies and stuff, TV shows. I'd love to.
I mean, I think if you're an established actor, composer, whatever, you could be in Timbuktu. Doesn't matter. If you want to start out in that stuff, here's the place to be because it's everywhere, right? You know, I think the population of LA is in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And that's a thing where you got your kids' school dance, you bump into a bloke who's a director. You know, it's like that. You know, and that's almost the best way to make your connections because, like, you know, the networking thing here or anywhere is probably as important or more important than having the talent itself.
Yeah.
Like I think just being a great composer, great writer, whatever actor isn't enough. Mm-hmm. You have to have the connections because there's a billion other great writers, actors, composers out there.
Yeah.
You know, the reason that someone gets ahead is probably because they know someone that you don't.
Yeah. Like I guess it's the same for any kind of, you know, applying for a job.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, like a job. At a college degree doesn't even matter anymore. It's who you know now. To be honest.
Yeah. The networking thing I think is massive, especially in the entertainment industry. It's like it's you live and die by it. So I think that it's super important to try and get the relationships. It's hard, but it's super important.
Yeah. Like me and you, we're connecting.
Exactly. No, but I think that's right. Every job that I've got, really, apart from Rabbids, probably, is because I've known someone in the past connected. Like I got the Civilization games because the guy that designed it worked on Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning when I did that. You know. Yeah. Or like I got my Rabbids because Davide was a massive Banjo-Kazooie fan. Yeah. And he always said to himself, whenever I get enough money, I'm going to hire Grant Kirkhope. And it was like that. And when he got enough money for Rabbids, he was going to do it. Like, you know, so, but that's the only kind of cold call I think I've ever had. I think just about everything else that I've done, I've known somebody somehow that's connected me to that project.
Yeah. Now, in Civilization, can I ask, was Mark Hamill in that, if I'm correct?
No.
No, he was in some kind of space game. Not Star Wars, obviously, but I mean, like, there was something else.
Wasn't that something like... that the bloke, the Cloud Imperium game bloke, him, it was called Wing Commander? Wing Commander.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, years ago, yeah.
Now, would people recognize you on the street if you're just, you know, casually walking around?
Well, not really. I mean, it has happened a couple of times, but no, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
Like I got a couple of times locally here, a couple of guys in shops have recognised me on the tills. As I check out the go, hang on a minute, you're Grant Kirkhope, like that, you know.
Yeah.
And I was in Toys R Us once and someone recognised me in there. But it's not like I'm some kind of superstar. Like I'm just, you know.
You are to me.
The thing is, I don't like that. I always say it, and I don't like that kind of egotistical sort of thing. I really hate it, and I run from that. Like, I don't want to be part of that. I like to just be that bloke that writes tunes now and then that people like now and then. I like that. And they got fans on Twitter. I kind of feel like we're all just mates together. We all just take the piss, and I don't mind that.
Yeah.
You know, get Christmas time and all that stuff. You know, like it's just funny, and I like, I'd get drunk on a Friday night, sit on Twitter, and have a laugh with everybody, and I
That's
like
what you
that.
do.
I like it. I don't want to be that kind of arsehole,
Yeah.
special person. I'm not like that. I'm just like anybody else. I just make a living by writing tunes.
Yeah.
That guy's a living by digging the road up, but that guy's a pool man or a gardener. What's the difference, right? It's just the same, right?
I know, yeah. Now, just before we head on, I know you have to head on, sorry, but before we go, there is a couple of things I want to talk about, and of course, one of them is this here, Chicken Wiggle.
All right, of course.
Yeah. Right. So, talk to us about Chicken Wiggle. Chicken Wiggle Workshop is coming to, hopefully, like, I wanted to come to Switch so bad, and there's a Kickstarter, and you have actually created the theme song, you've made your own mix to it. Like I told you before, it's like a mix of Yooka-Laylee and, obviously Chicken Wiggle. It's amazing. They talked to us about that there, and talking to Jules as well.
Jules just mailed me out the blue and said, Grant, I've got this Kickstarter coming up. What's it going to cost for you to write a tune?
Yeah.
I said, all right, I'll do it for this. He said, right, fair enough. So I said, but what do you want me to write? He said, well, why don't you try and rearrange the original theme tune? So I said, I said, I can do that, but the point of getting me involved is to sound a bit like me too. So I said, why not if I do the first half sort of Chicken Wiggle theme tune, second half more in my style?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, great idea. So I did that, and he said, yeah, I like it, love it, and that was it. So so that was literally it. So if he could get some money up, he wants to hire me again for some more tunes, I'm in. Totally. And Jules is another Brit guy, so that was great talking to him. So we had a really good laugh. And so that was literally it. So I wanted to try and combine the Chicken Wiggle theme tune and myself at the same time to try and get that kind of, to make sure that there's a bit of me in it, a bit of them in it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that was it. Yeah, really cool.
Now, which would you prefer, I guess, in terms of maybe gameplay and music overall? Banjo-Kazooie, I guess, or Yooka-Laylee? Just curious.
Well, I like them both. Like, I think Yooka-Laylee got a bit of a bum rap at the time. It was a bit unfortunate that, some wank gave it crap scores, and you got guys giving it 2 out of 10. And even if they either hated the game, it's not a 2 out of 10 game, right? It's still well put together. It's very polished. Give it a 5, right? So that kind of annoyed me a little bit. And I kind of felt some people were a bit like, I don't know where to go. I don't understand it. That was the whole point of 3D platforms back in the day.
Yeah.
You got lost. You didn't know where you were going, and you found something spectacular along the way. That's what it's all about. I think people have got out the habit of playing that kind of open world, I don't know what I'm doing thing, right? And I think, so that any new players to that genre are going, I don't understand it. It's not right. So that crippled it a little bit, and I think that was unfair.
Yeah.
And then I think that the team did do a lot of fixes, and the Switch version is fantastic.
Oh, Switch, it's by far the best version. It's what it should have been, maybe, I guess, when it came out.
Yeah.
But
I guess we made it in the same spirit as Banjo-Kazooie, so just expect people to expect it the same way. And it's not. They're not taking it anywhere new. It's like, what are you talking about? It's not like that. It's just a good, fun, bloody game. Stop overanalyzing.
I know
it gets frustrating sometimes.
You see,
I think, we were doing these Banjo-Kazooie interviews for the 20th year, right? This year, and we're sort of saying that you had to wait for the review to come out in the magazine back then.
Yeah.
It's a bit of time, for it to come out, for people to read it back. So, so sometimes people have bought games on spec. These days, the game comes out, it's reviewed within 5 minutes. It kills it all, makes it a success.
Yeah.
Like movies, you get movies come out, the reviewers will say it's absolutely shit. That's it. It's all over. In the first second, it's out the door.
I know, yeah.
And it seems like everything's. I know I like them to be instant, but you kind of feel that really. You think none of the guys at Playtonic set out to make a crap game.
Yeah.
No, we all poured our bollocks into that game.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And so I think people are getting the gist now that it is a good game, and people are coming around and buying it. And it's not did badly by any means. It did well, But that was a bit frustrating, I think, and it pissed me off that some people. One person in particular gave it 2 out of 10.
Buy this game.
Yeah. That kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, I know. See, the thing is, I'm guessing maybe 95% of gamers out there have no experience whatsoever in video game making.
No way.
No way, at all. But you can't really if you can't do this, don't bloody judge. To be honest, check out Rhyme as well. Remember that game before it came out?
Right.
It was delayed, and people were getting really pissed at it. And saying it was, and when it did come out, people were saying it was bad, and I think at one stage one of the developers I think he was getting all these suicidal messages and stuff, of people, which is just completely wrong.
No, I think that making games is really bloody hard. I don't think people understand just actually how hard it is.
Yeah.
Like, I had mates who took computer science degrees, went to get interviewed at Rare and failed.
Yeah.
Because it's writing software for games is so difficult compared to other kind of programming. Be a business programmer. It's super easy. Make tons of cash. Go making games. It's bloody hard.
Mm-hmm.
People just don't understand how hard 3D graphics programming is.
Yeah.
It's hard. And you get courses for it now. Back then, there's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
People learned. I sat in the bedrooms messing around on Spectrums,
Yeah.
an assembler. That's how all the guys that I knew at Rare were great. The guys that started on Spectrums in the bedrooms did it for a laugh. Not because they wanted money out of it. They're just like making up daft programs. Like, people don't get that. They don't get it at all. And you just get people just exist on the internet just to troll you, and they just do it because they can. And sometimes I get into little fights on Twitter. I try not to do it, but you forget you could be talking to a kid who's like 8-year-old. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I do have my political views, and I try to sort of not do it too much.
Yeah.
It's clear I'm not a Donald Trump fan. It's clear, right? But I try.
I'm not either. So.
But I try to not get involved in that. You get all the right-wing lunatics, and all that. It's just like, I just try to stay clear of that. I want to try and keep my Twitter. And, you get things where people have a really slag off Yooka-Laylee, and I'll block them. And then they get really pissed at me. Yes, this is a public forum. No, it's not a public forum. This is my Twitter account. I can write what I want. If you don't like it, fuck off. And,
basically, fuck off, yeah.
Go and follow somebody else. Like, I don't go to a star that I follow site, call him a wanker, and expect us to keep on going.
Yeah.
They don't work like that. So I just, if you're going to have a go at me, I'm just going to block you. It isn't a public forum. That's why Twitter's got a block button. So if people you don't talk to, you don't have to. And if I went on someone else's Twitter page and slagged them off and they didn't like me, they blocked me. Completely fine by me. Like, I think some people just don't get that about Twitter.
Yeah.
It isn't a public forum. It's my Twitter page to say what I like about my views. If you don't like it, fuck off.
That's the best advice ever. Fuck off.
What's the problem? And I would expect the same treatment from anybody else.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm trying to say I'm some kind of godly figure. I'm not. If I don't like what you say about it, I'm going to block you. And if I say something you don't like, block me. That's fine. I totally get that. People get vendettas against you.
Yeah.
You go, oh, you blocked me for saying this about Yooka-Laylee. Well, yeah, you said it in a nasty way. You sort of say to me, Yooka-Laylee, I liked it, but it wasn't quite what I want. I'm going to go, all right, fair enough, mate. If you're going to go, Yooka-Laylee was shit. You're all wankers. You know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm just going to block you. I'm just going to get involved in it. I'm just going to go, you're an arsehole, I'm blocking you. So people, I think Twitter is that's the way it works, right? Mm. Don't like somebody, block them. You do like them, let them in. And and then often you'll get people who will block, they'll get the mates to message me and say, oh, please let it back on. You didn't mean it really. I'm just like, I blocked you once. That's the way it goes. I never unblock anything. If I blocked you once, you're gone. You're not coming back.
Yeah.
And that's, and I expect the same treatment. It's not like I'm trying to say I'm special. If I piss somebody off, block me, and I'll take it.
Hmm. Now, I guess, sorry to change the tone here, but I love you. But okay, if Disney or who is it? Is it Warner Brothers ever contacted you about doing maybe Star Wars music or Lord of the Rings? Would you ever do it?
No. If the contact, I'll do it. Yeah, do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be out that door so fast. I'd be there. Contract signed. You're kidding me? I'd love to do that shit. I've done a ton of tests for Disney, DreamWorks, Nickelodeon. I haven't got any of them. But I've pitched for tons of stuff. I've got an agent, right? So I regularly pitch for TV shows, bits and pieces like that. Mm-hmm. Cartoons that are out now that I've never got. I did a pitch for Star vs. Forces of Evil, didn't get that one. What else is out at the moment? That new Knight's Tale thing, I did a pitch for that, didn't get that. You name it, I'll pitch for it, I haven't got it. So yeah, I'm here for that reason, right? I want to be a media composer, which means you get to do from mobile phone games to movies.
Yeah.
And anything in between. I don't give a shit. Anything in between, I'm happy to do it. My dream, right? I'm the biggest Harry Potter fan in the world, right? So my dream would be to write music for some kind of Harry Potter related movie. That would be my absolute thing. Or to do the Mario movie to coming up. That's what I'd like to do as well. Those are my two things. Have I got the Mario movie that Illumination are doing, or something to do with Harry Potter movie thing? That would be my two dream jobs right now.
Now, what if I were to ask you if I was writing my own Harry Potter musical, even though there is kind of fan made ones? Would you ever consider doing it?
Well, it depends, right? The trouble, it all depends on what the money was. Like I can't do it for nothing these days. Like in the past, I could do that now. So because I'm a professional, well, allegedly professional composer, I have to make money out of it to pay the bills, or the wife will kick me out, right? So it's all to do with the cash.
Yeah. Now, sorry, just before we head on, what's your take on the indie scene now these days, or like the indies as well?
Fantastic. It's fantastic. Like my good friend of mine, Danny Baranowski, who did the music for Binding of Isaac and Necrodancer and Super Meat Boy. Like we got to be friends years ago, right? And we've been friends ever since. But very good friends. Also Jimmy Hinson and Big Giant Circles. He did he's another one, good friend of mine. Like those guys are indie composers, right? And Danny kind of said, why don't you come along? When we go to GDC in San Francisco, I used to go Wednesday to Friday, which is the kind of main, not corporate, the main AAA games bit. But the first 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, the indie scene. I used to never go to that. So Danny says, you should come to it. You should come along and see what you think, So I went along to it and I absolutely loved it. Like you got all these hippie guys stood up there. And it was always the same thing. Like I tried to make this game in 6 months, 5 years later, to get it done. It's bloody hard. That no one understands how hard it is. But it's just that thing where they make it based on what they want to make and the gameplay. That's what it's not about anything else. It's not about the soundtrack or it's about the gameplay comes first. And to me, that's like, isn't that what it's supposed to be about? That's what games are, right? I kind of feel these days, how many great, massive AAA games come out that sound great, look great, play like shit. There's tons of those about, right? Because people just don't understand it. It's always down to the designers. And like in the indie scene, these guys just want to make a great playing game. And it might look like a SNES game, but it'll be fantastic to play. It's great fun. You have a great laugh doing it. Like me and Danny did Desktop Dungeons together. That won the IGF award for that year, the indie award for that year. Yeah, it was great fun. The game doesn't look great, but bloody hell, it's fantastic to play. Like it's so engrossing. Like I like that kind of hippie-esque nature of the indie scene because they make games they want to make and make games. It's like gamers making games for gamers. Like when I first started at Rare, that's what it was like. It was all the kids that sat in the bedrooms, programming Spectrums, Spectrums in assembler, who end up working at Rare, who are great gamers and made games that they want to play, and so it plays great, so it feels great.
Yeah. Like
Chris Sutherland was the lead programmer on Yooka-Laylee, and also was on Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong and everything else. He was a brilliant guy, Chris Sutherland, right? He's so great at just making it feel right. Like the joysticks, you can adjust all those parameters, right? And you just sit there for days changing a number. For Christ's sake, it feels great. No.
Yeah.
Joy. Like that, and just it should be fun just running around in a circle as Banjo-Kazooie or as Yooka-Laylee. It should be fun just running around. It should feel just right. And it does feel just right. And that's the glory. That's what it's like to be a great games maker. To know just what other people want it to feel like. That's important, right? And that's why the indie guys, I feel they're back at that ground zero going, get rid of all this big, massive, glossy bullshit. Let's get the mechanics right at the start. To get that mechanics right at the start, the rest of it, just build it, right? It's just content, right? To get the actual core thing to be brilliant, you can't go wrong. And that's how, like with GoldenEye, it just feels right. The wandering around, it just feels right, Yeah. Like Perfect Dark Zero felt crap. So you're building a tower on marbles, right? It was never right at the base. But all the games like Banjo-Kazooie, Conquer, GoldenEye, right at the base level, they worked great just from that basic thing, the first shot, the first footstep, you name it, right? It feels great from the start. And that's how you make great games. The polish bit comes later, and making content, right, just churn it out. More levels, more this, more that. But if the mechanics are crap at the start, it doesn't make a difference. You can look and sound as great as you want. People don't want to play it. But people will play a game that doesn't look great, doesn't sound great, but plays great. People will do that any day of the week. I'll do that because it plays. That's what I want to play it. So I think that the polish parts make a great game better, but you can't polish a turd, as I always say. It's a turd at the start. No polish is going to make it better at the end. Yeah.
All right, Grant, thank you so much for coming on the show. Much appreciated. You're a living legend, of course, and you'll always will be.
It's just that I'm old, right? I'm a legend because I'm old.
You're an old legend, right? I'm only messing. So where can we find you on social media?
Well, Twitter. I'm on Instagram, but I don't really understand it. I don't get that. But I'm on Twitter. That's my favourite thing that I go to. I'm on Facebook. I've got like a I've got a private, a Facebook just me, kind of family and friends mostly. I've got a Grant Kirkhope composer, I think, on something like that on Facebook too, a fan page, which I kind of do go a little bit, but Twitter's my main kind of point, at Grant Kirkhope. If you want to shout and send the obscenities at me on Twitter, that's the place to do it, because I'm about to reply. So yeah, Twitter's the place to go for me.
Yeah. Alright guys, hopefully soon we'll have Grant versus Davide on the channel.
Yes, that's what we need to do. Get the old Davide Solani on there.
I know, yeah. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. I did anyway. You can of course check us out on YouTube, Twitter and Instagram, and for more Nintendo and gaming, keep it right here. Thanks for watching, and as always guys, stay fresh.